One guy, he can shoot. The other guy, not so much.
Get that stuff out of here.
And although they're very different in many ways, most importantly, they're brothers for life. And they always gonna have something to say.
Alan, just take a picture. You gonna put certified bucket boys? No. Certified bucket boys. Certified bucket boys.
Here we go. Welcome back. This is I Got Something to Say, home of the unmitigated gall. I'm your host, Quaylen Q. Smith, along with my partner, Alan A.J. Ward. Alan, what's happening?
Much. We got another spicy topic.
We about to light a fire. Naomi Osaka, you up to bat. So here it is. Let's talk about it. Naomi Osaka has some interesting comments, and an interesting situation happened at a recent tennis match. Take a listen.
To be honest, I've gotten heckled before, like it didn't really bother me, but it's like heckled here. Like I've watched a video of Venus and Serena getting heckled here, and if you've never watched it, you should watch it. And I don't know why, but like it went into my head and it got replayed a lot. I'm trying not to cry.
All right, we're going to cut right into it. She's crying because somebody told her that she sucks.
Veronika Kudermetova just
I'm going to let my co-host go ham on this one. Alan, take it away. What do you think about Naomi Osaka's feelings on the matter and her reaction?
Well, I think her feelings are valid, in a way, but there's a problem. There's still a problem with that, and I'll get into that in my second lap. But heckling has always been a part of sports. As long as heckling does not cross the line, racial slurs, talking about killing your family or hoping your family dies. Like I think a fan said that about like LeBron's son several months back, I think, and LeBron had them kicked out of the arena. But as long as things don't cross those lines, that's kind of just a part of sports. Saying you suck, that's not what crosses the line. That's like the most basic thing that you can say. Naomi gets paid millions of dollars to play a sport, and fans, are short for fanatical. And people are going to yell and scream things in support or against you. So somebody saying you suck, maybe they're rooting for obviously they're rooting for the other player. Like, that's just a part of it. Show them why you don't suck. That's all it is. I mean, we get heckled when we play pickup basketball by just the opposing team. And, like, we're just hooping, for free. Or actually not for free. Well, we are hooping for free, but we're paying to hoop. We going to a local rec, paying to hoop, and people on the other team, you suck. I mean, are we gonna sit there? Are we gonna cry? Like, are we gonna cry every time somebody says that? And it's like we're not even getting paid millions of dollars to hoop. She's getting paid millions. So like, that person in the crowd, they'll make more money than you. Probably not. So like, ignore them. Ignore them.
Yeah, I gotta lay into Naomi on this one because I got something to say. Are we that weak? Are we that sensitive? Are we that soft as a society? And I'm gonna lay into my generation because Naomi Osaka is three and a half years my junior. So this is a peer of mine from an age standpoint. Obviously not. Y'all know me. I gotta save up to be poor, so I don't make the money that she make. So we're not peers in that regard. But okay. So here it is, right? Listen, I understand the human element. I understand that nobody wants to hear anything negative about them by nature. Let's cut the crap, right? None of us want to hear a negative viewpoint, whatever. But here's the problem with Naomi in this situation. Two problems. I'm gonna start here. Number one, you never hear anything from Naomi Osaka when she's winning. People heckle her when she's winning. just like they heckle her when she's losing. In this match, she got waxed. What was it? 6-love and then 6-4? Is that what it was? There it is. So when you get waxed, now, my feeling, I'll kick him out. He said I wasn't good. Okay, just cut it out, right? And unfortunately, this is a trend with younger athletes, younger people, period. I mean, sports is nothing but a microcosm of what actually transpires in society. And people have become so soft that when they hear criticism, and the criticism, this is bringing to my second point, when the criticism is actually correct, at least for that moment, you don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? Also, too, the other part with sports, because Alan brought it up as a part of sports, we're not going to sit up here and act like that people haven't been trash talking her and the rest of the people, that compete in sports on that occasion, as well as the athletes. They trash talk each other. There's footage. I looked it up today. I can't remember who she was playing, but she was trash talking an opponent as she was kicking her tail 2.5 years ago in an event. Oh, but trash talk is cool. You could tell somebody else that they're not so good. She didn't say that they suck, but I forget how she put it. But she was like letting that person know, like, hey, you are not me. Oh, okay. You can do that, but somebody do that to you when you're in a vulnerable position. Now it's Alan, go ahead. I got more to say, but I'm gonna let you get back in there.
And here's why her feelings are valid in a way. If it's too much for you, if you can't handle that type of discouraging words when you're losing, it's okay. But, maybe you shouldn't be playing anymore, because that's always going to happen. So, like, it's okay if you can't handle it. Like, that's not a bad thing. Like, you're not a bad person if you can't handle it. That's fine. But you shouldn't be playing. But we can't sit here and try to coddle everybody that gets heckled, because we all get heckled. Literally, all of us, even if we're not a professional athlete, like, we all get heckled.
And we all heckle other people. Let's just stop.
Yeah, we all heckle and we all get heckled, whether we're professionals or not. And your society point was a good point, because it made me think about, like, how she brought up Serena and Venus and how they got heckled at the same place. It's like, okay, like, what they went through probably isn't what you went through, because they're a lot older than you. And, back then things may have been racially motivated. But somebody saying you suck, I'm sure people yell that all the time at Serena and Venus, their entire careers. But no, I'm sorry, Naomi. No.
You know what it reminds me of? Because this happens all the time. Again, back to my point, how sports is a microcosm of society. You know what I liken this to? This is just like somebody leaving a bad review on a company's website or on Google when they're asked to take a survey. Because you made a point to say, okay, people that's not rooting for her are probably telling her that she sucks. Well, it's funny. It kind of reminds me of what Julius Randle and RJ Barrett and them said when they were getting booed out of Madison Square Garden about 3 weeks ago when they suck. That's their home arena. They're getting booed out of their own arena because people are paying money to see you produce and you're not producing. So in the same manner, your fans might be those same people that turn around and say, hey, look, I paid to come see you play. I'm rooting for you. People, let's be real. We live in a gambling society. I don't gamble, not anymore. I don't gamble. People do. So, hey, I'm putting money on you. And you're sitting up here putting out these terrible performances, to put it lightly, because you got waxed. It's like, bro, what are you doing? So again, you're going to get heckled because people are actually invested in the product and invested in you. Just like they are with certain products. You go to a fast food restaurant, there's hair in the food, you ask to take a survey, you're going to let them know. In the same manner, this is a public forum. People can give their opinions just like you do. And there it is. It's not what they said, it's that they said it to you in that moment. Because if they said it to your opponent in that moment and you were up 4-love or 5-love, we ain't having a discussion.
Yeah. I think you're absolutely right. Naomi, I'm sorry, but somebody saying you suck that's just like your point earlier. That's just weak. It's weak. And if you're weak, it's fine. Like, who knows what I would do in that situation? I might break down and cry too, but I shouldn't be playing if that's the case. Yeah,
I'm not sorry, because like you said, it's just weak and it's just inexcusable. And it's just, and here's why it's inexcusable. Because to your point, if you can't handle it, I'm not even saying that she should be able to handle it, because if you're not built like that, you're not built like that. But to put everybody else in a position where we need to change the landscape of how we deal, not even really with everybody else, but with you. Because if you notice, everything was centered around her. She wasn't really saying that, to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, but she wasn't saying that, hey, this needs to stop with all athletes. We need to stop heckling all athletes. We need to stop. It was just her. So now everybody needs to completely change or eradicate their natural feelings or the way that they've always dealt with the sport to fit you. Sorry, sweetheart. Seriously, in all seriousness, the world doesn't revolve around you. It don't revolve around you. Don't revolve around me. Anybody. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care who you are, what you do. The world does not revolve around you. Nothing is going to change on your account, long or short term. It just doesn't. It's, if you wanted to, that's fine. You can want it to. Ain't gonna happen. And you setting yourself up for failure. So you might just want to kind of take a look at it and think something different, because you got anything else? I mean, there's not. One more thing. I got something to say real quick. I'm sorry. Can y'all stop coming to her defense? There was a celebrity who made this comment, tweeted this out. I'm not gonna call the celebrity out by name, but towards the end of her tweet, she said, and I quote, said, "People are calling her weak because they're used to our young Black stars being warriors and not humans." Can we stop it? Can we just stop? You know what's funny? When they win, right, and they're getting all these adulation and accolades, we view them as warriors. We view them as superheroes to some people. I personally believe we put too much emphasis on athletes anyway, and they hold too much weight and too much importance in our day-to-day lives as a society from the standpoint of the way we elevate them. They play games, for crying out loud, right? So that's a societal problem in itself. That's number one. But number two, it's like, yo, we didn't forget that she's a human. The fact of the matter is, being that she's a human, just like the rest of us, we are all subject to negativity. And it's not even necessarily negativity. I want somebody saying that I'm not gonna go as far as to say that's constructive criticism, because it's not really constructive criticism, but it can be if you channel it the right way. So you only want to hear positivity, quote unquote. You only want to hear that, oh my God, you're doing such a good job. I know you just got whacked 6 love, but you're doing an excellent job. You're phenomenal. How do you get better? How do you progress? How do you advance? How do you perfect your craft if nobody's honest with you? Sure, could that person have been more tactful? Yeah, sure. But the fact of the matter is, they weren't, because they didn't have to, because they don't owe you anything. You, on the other hand, are actually putting out a bad product. Put out a better product. That's all.
You better. Be better.
All right, well, you got something to say?
No.
Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. We thank you so much for tuning in to I Got Something to Say. Again, this is the home of the unmitigated God. You know what we always say. You want it, we got it. If we ain't got it, guess what? We gonna get it, so get it while the getting is good. Make sure you check out our sponsor below or above, or wherever it is. I'm not so sure where it is in this video, but make sure you check out our sponsors. Click the link in the bio. Check us out on all of our socials. We will be back later on with another fire episode. Stay tuned. Booyah!